Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do a book page project. I haven't done a book page project for a while, so I thought maybe it's about time, and as long as I'm doing that, we'll make it Christmassy. So what we're going to do is make little pockets for our journals or whatever you want to use them in, and we're just going to start with a piece of Bookpage, and I'll tell you how long it is. Now, you can use whatever length your book page would be, and then you're just going to cut your stuff to match your size. So this is about 9 3/8 by 5 1/2. And then we're just going to fold it over, and the only thing that I trimmed was I trimmed off the side where it was kind of raggedy where I took it out of the book. So we're just going to fold it over to like about the bottom, and we'll fold this up, and we'll use that little flap to close our pocket. But before we do that, I want to cut a thumb notch into this. And I really like using that notch. I think it looks good. I like it. Sometimes you have to do something a little different than just the round thing. So now I haven't, let me see, I have to do red. I haven't inked this yet because I still had to cut my notch. Wanted to do it on video. I'm going to make a second one, but I have it all cut and folded and inked. As far as I know, it's all inked. And it doesn't take long to ink this. And because I'm doing Christmas, well, I'm doing the two main Christmas colors today, just red and green. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully getting lots of crafting done, whatever craft that you're working on. Okay, now that's all done. I just want to ink back here because of my notch. There. So that just shows my red back there. Okay. So now I'm just going to glue this little flap down. Bring this in and use it so I don't get so much glue on my background paper. It's starting to get kind of ratty. I might have to change it one of these days. Just wish I could use my tabletop, but the light glares on it too much. So it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to put, we're going to make it look like an envelope. So we're going to have, it's going to be like a faux envelope. So we're just going to have the little flap over top. And I made this. Now you can make this however long you want. You just make it the width of your pocket. I cut this at 6 inches, and my width is like the 4 3/8. I didn't cut it any longer because I wanted to use some of this for my tag, because it's going to have a tag in it. And well, then I messed my tag up, so, or I didn't mess my tag up, I messed this this envelope top up. So my tag is going to be a little narrower than what I wanted, but we're going to make it work. Okay, so just fold them down, and they don't meet at the top, and it doesn't matter. If you don't like that, you could put a piece of paper down there, a piece of washi tape, anything. So now from here down, I'm going to mark about 1/2 inch. And all I did was mark both sides, and you can score it, but I just used my ruler and my bone folder, and I just scored it like that. Okay, so now let me see, I have to ink this before I completely forget what I'm doing. So this part here is going to be on the back of the pocket. That's why I say you can make it whatever length you want. You just have to make sure you have enough to fold this down. And that's how I messed my first one up, because it didn't fold right. And therefore I messed around with it so much I just had it all dorked out of shape, and it wasn't cooperating, so I had to make a new one. So now all you have to do, because we have this score line here, is you're just going to bring your pocket up to almost the score line. Now, seeing how I already scored that, I can take these pencil marks off. And you can actually, if you ink this, you can see it just a little bit better. And then you're just going to bring your pocket up almost to that. Make sure you're even on both sides, and then when you glue it down, this is going to be your flap and make it look like an envelope. So we're just going to do that. So this is a quick and easy project. And if you don't want to use Bookpage, you don't have to use Bookpage. You can use whatever you want for your background. You can just do all coordinating papers. Doesn't have to be Christmas. Can be whatever you want it to be. So now I'm going to set it up here like this so I can make sure I even up my sides. And make sure my flap goes down. And you know what? I glued this together and I didn't glue my bottom. Now, how is my pocket going to work if I don't glue my bottom? That could be a problem. There we go. So this is what your back is going to look like. And if you don't like this sticking out, you can make it go all the way to the bottom. You can make this shorter if you have just a shorter piece of paper to use, as long as you have your flap and like this little bit 1/2 inch. It's just fine. Doesn't matter. Now you can leave these square or you can round them. I actually think I want to round them. Now I did it. There. Now I'll just ink them. Okay. Now we're going to do our tag. And like I say, because I messed my first one up, this piece is narrower. So I'm just going to do like a strip down through the center here. And then I'm going to round my corners, but seeing how this is so narrow, I'm just going to leave these edges straight. And if you don't want to use, you don't have to use the paper from your flap. You can use anything that you want for a tag. And I have two little marks up here so I know about where my center is. And I don't have to think hard. So there's just a little red showing on the top and bottom both, and that's fine. I was going to ink this before I put it down, and I didn't. And, well, that's okay too. Sometimes that's why I like to do all of my stuff in advance, because sometimes I forget. And let me erase these marks. And I don't really think this red shows up a lot on this nice one. I don't think. Oh, maybe it does. We'll just go ahead and run the ink around it. And then if you use colored cardstock, so the red is cardstock, it just gives your tag a little more weight, a little stiffness. And if it's too dark to write on the back, you can always put a strip of paper down through here. All right. So this is just going to sit down in here, and it's just going to, well, now that I have to trim it because I forgot about gluing the bottom. Okay, so let me just trim it. We'll just take a little bit off. So see, I'm doing real good now. Let's make sure this fits before I round the corners again. Now we need just a little tiny bit more. Now let's try that. That should be good. There we go. Because you want it to just sit underneath your fold, and then you can just reach in there and grab it. So let me round these corners again. And then I'll just ink across the top. So this tag ended up being, let me see, about 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. So that's a good size tag. And you could fit more than one tag in your pocket if you wanted. And then that'll just close down like that. So now on my, well, I'm going to decorate my tag and my envelope. But on my envelope, I'm going to put this down in here. This is out of a sale paper from last year. It's kind of glaring. It says Merry and Happy holidays. Happy holidays and merry. I don't know if you can see that or not. So like I say, this is just from a sale paper last year. And then I'm going to glue this little strip on here. And we're going to make a closure for the envelope. Tossed around the idea about using tags or circles or something, but I thought this was the better idea, so that's what I did. But you can do whatever you'd like. I'll just trim that off. So this is just going to sit across here, and I'm only going to glue these two sides, and that'll just hold our flap down. So then when we can open it up. I'm just holding it so my glue, waiting for my glue to set. And then it'll go back down inside. And then we have a closure. Now, I'll glue this down. I think before I glue this down, I'm going to put some red lace across the bottom here, because we just have to make it look fancy. So I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. We'll just fancy it right up. Okay, and then we'll just trim this off. And if you want these as floating pockets, you might want to go ahead and finish decorating up the back. When you put it in your journal or whatever you're putting it in, if you're going to glue it down for a pocket, you can glue your three sides, and then you'll have enough room back here for another pocket also. Or however you want to set it, do three sides and have a side tuck pocket also. So it's however you want to do it. Then I thought on here, because we have the decorations from the paper, I don't want to put anything else on there, so I thought I would just put some lace. I'm going to put lace across the top, and then I think I'm going to put lace down these sides also. I should have laid my bottle down. How many is working on Christmas projects? I'm thinking that I'm not going to do very many Christmas things this December. Back in July I did quite a few, and I got behind on other stuff that I wanted to do also, and so I have Christmas ephemera. I mean, you know, it's good to do new things also, but I'm not doing any journals, so let me see, do I want it this way? Do I want it this way? I think I want it this way. So we'll just put this down here. I think I'll run a little more glue up there and just run that right up to the top. That will be so much easier. I might like having the lace all the way around the little flap. That's something different. And then I'll run that up past there, and I'll just run that straight down there. I don't have too many really narrow laces. And sometimes they just don't show up very good because they're not very heavy. So what do you think? I think that's cute. I don't know if you can see the lace or not because it's just white. Okay, now I'm going to put this down here. I'll set a little bit of it down here onto the lace. So I'll just use my Fabri-Tac. Try to get it centered. So, another good thing to keep in mind, you know, for decoration and that, cut stuff out of your sale papers. All right, now on this was just like, this was just a printable, and it had all different things on it where you could cut them out. So this is Jingle All the Way and Cheer and the North Pole and a bell and candy cane and a reindeer. So I thought, and a little squiggly thing. I thought I would just leave them together as a little cluster and glue them on my tag. Instead of cutting the individual pieces, I thought this worked just as good. So there's that. And I think that's kind of cute. Could have put cheesecloth or something behind it, but I think it looks good just on that background. So then we're going to put our tag in there. And fold our little flap down, and there's our first one. Kind of cute, huh? All right, now for our second one, like I said, I have everything inked. So I'll just start off by gluing this on the little closure. Okay. Then, now when I did this one, there's creases in this. When I did this one, I did it backwards. So my design would have been upside down. So you want to make for sure, if you have directional paper, you fold your paper so you would turn it over this way and bring your flap up, or turn it over this way and bring your flap down, however it makes it easier for you to do. So I was glad I did the boo-boo before I got on camera, because then I could fix it, and the creases that's in the other part of the paper is not going to matter because they're going to be glued down. And then this is that same 1/2 inch. Okay, I already have my notch in here, and everything's inked. So we'll just go ahead and glue. I thought I would just do one in red and one in green. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. So it's just going to sit up here by the fold line. No, wait a minute. I'll be gluing the whole page if I do that. My glue comes out of this bottle a little faster, so I'll just use this one. Now hopefully I'm on camera. Turn it around here and get my stuff straight. Of course, you know, you have to have one that doesn't cooperate all the time. Never fails. There we go. It's up too high. So let's try this again. When I moved it, I must have moved it above the little line. Now, I could cut this part out of my video where I messed it up, but I'm not going to do that because, like I have said in the past, I'm not good at doing that. I mess my videos up when I try. So I would just prefer to not try to cut it out. I think this little guy got cut. He either got cut cockeyed or he got cut short. Okay, hang on. Okay, so I think my little flap got cut a little narrower than my paper. It was a little narrow there, but it's going to be glued down, so the only thing that would show would be right there actually. So we're just going to roll with it. Now I'm going to put some green down here on the bottom. We can't let that stop us. Oh, did I glue my bottom shut? No, I didn't. So make sure you glue the bottom shut. Okay, so we'll just glue right across there. Okay, now we're going to turn this around and we will glue our closure. Let me see, probably right up about in here. And then just, you know, try to make it kind of even or centered, whatever you might want to say. I didn't ink that end. There, that's better. We'll hold that for just a second. And that opens and closes. Could have had that up just a little tiny bit more, but that'll be good. Now on this one, I'm going to put this little postcard type thing down. I'm just going to sit it down in here because I think that goes really, really good with it. I'll just set it over my lace a little bit. And I like that. Now I think on this one, I'm just going to leave my flat plain because I like the packages. And it's a little bit more bold. So we'll have one with the lace and one without the lace. And then for our tag, let me check the tag for length. See, now this one fits. Now, this was a little bit wider, so I only have just a border around this one, so that's good. Or I should say a smaller border. I like the Christmas packages. Oh, I'll have to trim that. I can get it down far enough. And then I'll just ink a little. There. Now on this one, this is just out of gift wrap from last year. And I think that looks pretty cool on that. So I'm going to glue the tree on there. because it's such a big tag, it can handle a bigger decoration. I really like this. So what do you think? Can you see that okay? Hopefully it's not glaring. And the same way on the back of this one, if you wanted to add other paper, you can. Let me close these up. And we'll just stick our tag in here. And what do you think about our Bookpage envelopes for Christmas? I think they turned out pretty cool. Okay, this one looks a little bit longer. So see, it just depends on how wide your book page is. How wide your page is going to be how tall your pocket's going to be. So this one finished is like 5 3/4. This one was about 5 1/2. That's why this tag fit better. Okay, everyone, so that's my video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would invite you to subscribe to my channel. And I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone, have a wonderful day. Happy crafting. Bye for now.